Victor, you're 21 years old, you're an adult and your mom, and I have confidence in you. We always think you've got your head in the right place. You were never like other teenagers, and you never gave us any problems, so we trust your decision. And, did you do it? The two asked at the same time. At this point, I was in my house sitting on a relatively large and cheap couch, not that I care about anything like that, and Violet was sitting next to me while Kaguya was behind me holding the bear Violet had bought while she put away everything else that was Violet's behind the couch. Right now I was thinking about the decisions I made about my family, and, seeing the result, I think I made the right decision. My family is strange, but I love my parents very much, and, if possible, I don't want to hide anything from them. I know the vampire world isn't something ordinary humans can handle, and, because of that, I made a deal with Violet to just keep the vampire world a secret, but that's only temporary. After all, I know this kind of secret will bite my ass in the future. I learned a lot from reading hero comics. They always had this bullshit attitude of hiding things, and, in the end, someone important to the hero died. But I need to learn more about the world of vampires. When I'm ready, I will talk to my parents about this world then. After all, I want to give them this gift, too, immortality. It's something everyone wants, and my parents are no exception, I guess. And I don't want to be alone forever. I know I would have my wife, but I can't imagine living without my bundle of joy that I call mom. I would miss my father too, and his company when I watch movies. Well, no use thinking about it now. This is something for the future. So, you're saying you've been in contact with Violet for several years and, just recently, you guys met and started dating? My mother, Anna, asked in disbelief. Wrong. We became husband and wife. Violet spoke with a noble smile. You skipped the boyfriend stage and went straight to the wedding. Are you sure about that, son? My dad asked, and I knew what he was thinking. When he asked that question, he was probably thinking something like, "You're so young. You've got a lot of fish in your net to catch. Are you sure you want to commit now? Marriage is not a good thing, you know." I'm pretty sure he was thinking about it, since we've had this kind of conversation in the past. Although I'm absolutely sure he said it just for the sake of it. After all, his happy smile has never left his face. Yes, we have been dating online for about 3 years now, and, when we first met, it was like love at first sight. I'm sure I want to be with her forever, I say with a small smile as I confirm the story Violet and I created. Violet's noble mask starts to break into pieces and she starts to smile happily as soon as she hugs me tighter. My mother looks at Violet and shakes her head several times, as if she has understood something. I've taught you many times not to be a simp, and you've been chasing this cute girl for 3 years. My son, if you liked her, you should talk on the first day. You shouldn't wait for 3 years. My smile starts to crack and my eyes start to twitch. Woman, I said forget about those topics. Simp, you are being infected over the internet. Forget that word for the love of all gods. I practically yelled. My mom is always up to date with useless stuff. Seriously, should I cancel this house's internet? It's better that I not. If I do that, maybe my mother will die. My mom just looks at me and sticks out her tongue. She looks like a kid. It's because of that jovial attitude that she doesn't have older friends. Wait, I think Travis' mom is her friend. Travis is my childhood friend, who lives 2 houses away from where I live. My dad was dead serious. He looked like a politician who was about to make an important decision. Of course, that politician's important decision was probably about stealing income from a children's school, or stealing from another politician. So, did you, or didn't you? Father, did you or didn't you? You know what I'm talking about. Penetration of the sacred cave, drowning the goose, letting the dragon drink the divine nectar, double cultivation, etc. There are several names. No need to be ashamed. At the end of the day, this is a normal act. No matter what society says, the act of drowning the goose is not a sin. He looks like a wise man right now. Looks like he's reached nirvana or something. My mom suddenly gets up and hits him on the head. Stop embarrassing our son. What if he loses his wife over this? Do you know how difficult it will be for him to get another woman? Do not screw it up. Mother, you don't have any confidence in me. Huh? My dad makes an apologetic face. My mom looks at me. And, did you or didn't you? Woman, did you forget what you said a few seconds ago? That thing about not embarrassing me. Ugh, can we just forget about it at once? Don't you have any other questions to ask? I spoke with a desperate face. The two look at each other and shrug. We don't. Huh. Now I'm confused. Victor, you're 21 years old. You're an adult and your mom. And I have confidence in you. We always think you've got your head in the right place. You were never like other teenagers, and you never gave us any problems. So we trust your decision. Father, Mom, I didn't know they thought of me that way. For some reason, this trust made me happier. And, did you do it? The two asked at the same time. My smile threatened to break now. Yes, we did, Violet replied with an amused smile. Violet, looking at her embarrassed face, I understood that she was confusing the act of sucking blood with sex. They both look at me in disbelief. Then they flash the biggest smile I've ever seen in my life. Did you hear that, honey? They did it. We have to buy fireworks. Let's go out now. My mom suddenly ran upstairs. Hey, wait for me. I have to buy the biggest fireworks I can. Let's celebrate. This is a happy occasion. Damn, I wish it was Saturday. I could have a barbecue. My dad got up and ran after my mom. Soon the two come down with clothes and with the car keys in hand. We'll be back soon. Take care. And don't do anything your dad, and I wouldn't, my mom said and winked at me. It was pretty obvious that she was hinting at me to do something. I just looked at it all in disbelief. When my mom and my dad left in the car, I looked at the door for a few seconds and started laughing. I really love my family. Lord Victor's family is, Kaguya spoke. Weird, I would say amusing, but the gentleman is the one who said that. Kaguya replied. This somehow, it makes me a little jealous. My mom and dad would never talk to each other like that. Violet spoke with a sad little smile. They've spent so much time together. They can't stand to see each other's faces. I touch Violet's head and start stroking her head. We won't be like that, right? She spoke looking at me. She touched my other hand, and I could feel she was shaking a little. I don't know, I answered honestly while stroking Violet's hair. Then I continued, I may not be very experienced, but I can say something. Relationships are a two-way street. If we strive to make it right, I believe that it will work. I don't think I'll ever regret turning you into a vampire, Victor, but there's one thing I'll always regret. What is it? I asked curious. She squeezes my other hand tighter. I should have stopped those two bitches from being close to the ritual. She spoke in a poisonous tone that carried a lot of hate. Two bitches. Is she talking about those voices? Why didn't she want them both close to the ritual? I look at Kaguya, and she shakes her head in a gesture that says she won't say anything. I look at Violet and see her with a murderous expression. I don't know what's going on, but one thing I'm sure of, if a woman is insecure, you must show confidence that everything will be fine. Advice from my mother. Don't worry, Violet. She looks at me confused. I move closer to her face, and then I kiss her. She is surprised for a moment, but soon she kisses me back. But, since we're both inexperienced, our teeth bump into each other. We both stopped kissing and looked at each other, and soon started to laugh a little. Don't worry about things you can't control. It will cause you stress. I recommend you enter the school of Stoicism. It will help you a lot. Stoicism, what is it? Violet asked. It's a philosophical doctrine that emerged in Greece in the 4th century. Some of its teachings are quite useful, I said, a little joking and a little serious. Violet looks at Kaguya. Kaguya nods and then she disappears. For a moment I saw her running towards the door. She probably went to buy a book or something. I'm slowly getting used to Kaguya's speed, but I still can't follow her with my eyes. But two bitches. Huh, as I expected. More things happened after I bit Violet. I can think of two things that happened. I bit the other two female voices, like I did with Violet, which I think is very unlikely. After all, Violet said the ritual can only be done by one person, or those two voices did something to me. I'm inclined to believe this one since Violet is quite protective of me, and I don't remember what happened in the ritual either. Well, it's no use thinking about it too much now. I'll just keep this in mind until I find out more. I have to sort out more important things now. Currently, I am at the university. Before going to the university, I passed my job and resigned from McDonald's. I plan to earn money in a more practical way. I will rob thieves. Think about it. If you have the power of a superhuman, what will you work for? Be a good law-abiding citizen. PFF. The politicians themselves are the ones who steal the most, and they are the people who run this town. They just don't get caught, because they know how to hide their tracks. So if I steal from a thief who stole from someone else, am I not a good person? Of course the money would be mine, and I wouldn't pay that money back, or anything like that. But, before that, I need 3 things. First, I need a fake SSN, a fake ID, and a fake bank account. As I don't know about this, I will ask Violet or Kaguya. They must know something. Second, I need a black mask. Third, I need a black uniform as cringe as possible. Those clothes that could only exist in anime like Tokyo Vampire, or something like that. I need to make a persona, a thief who steals from other thieves. Fourth, this is optional. I need some music, imagine from John Lennon's. Why do I need this song? No reason, and the sound of the piano soothes me too. I plan to listen to it while I'm at college. First, I will rob thieves and make easy money. Then I will put this money in a bank in a tax haven. By doing this several times, I can solve my money problems. I could make it easier. I could just charm all the corrupt politicians and thieves, etc. But I will avoid doing that for now. After all, I believe the Inquisition has something that can track vampires. That's not too hard to deduce, assuming they hunt vampires. Honestly, this organization would be flawed from the start if they had no means of tracking down vampires. For now, I just need money. When I get money, I will think about what to do next. I'm at college alone. Violet is at my house. She said something about renovation or something. Before she left, I had to, unfortunately. I almost cry blood when I think about it again. Cough. Unfortunately, I had to delete my hardest game ever folder. More than 2 terabytes of videos were deleted. I cried blood when I hit the delete key on my computer. But it's all for the greater good. Yes, it's all for the greater good. I keep repeating that sentence in my head like it's a mantra. I can't have Violet finding out about that folder. Goodbye bachelor life. Goodbye my porn. As I walked around the university, I noticed that people were looking at me differently. Before they just looked at me and ignored me, but now, they're looking at me with a shocked face, and sometimes they let out a sigh of disbelief. Hey, do you know him? A woman spoke in a low voice to her friend. He looks familiar, but at the same time he doesn't look familiar. The friend replied, he looks hot. I heard it from somewhere. I still think the captain of the basketball team is better. A woman says, well, I've changed a lot. Anyway, I walk towards my classroom, but suddenly stop when I hear the sound of a basketball. Is our team playing today? I was curious. I am thinking about what to do now, but, as I had decided that I just wanted to have fun at college, I decided to go to the basketball court. I was always interested in playing basketball. Before I couldn't because of my disease, but now, I clench my fist, and the sound of bursting air is heard all around. What is that? Several people started to question. Did it look like something broke? A man said, let's check the lab. Another man spoke while ignoring the little chaos I caused. I wore a predatory smile. Now I can play basketball. I walk to the basketball court, and, upon arriving at the basketball court, I see the university team playing a friendly match with the reserve players from the same university. They must be training. I pull my black sunglasses out of my pocket and put them on my face, and, as soon as I activate my vision, my world turns red. I don't know why I do it, but it's kind of become a habit when I smell some weird smell, and when I walked into this court I could smell something. I don't know why my sense of smell is more developed than normal vampires, but Violet just said I was special. Specifically speaking, my blood was special. The RH null blood. Who would have thought that the blood that gave me so much trouble would benefit me in the future? Life is ironic for sure. Suddenly my vision focused on a silhouette that had a red glowing mark on its neck. Yes, it looks like there's a vampire inside. I undo my red eyesight and take off my glasses, and it turns out that the person who is the vampire is the captain of the basketball team. Good. Just the person I hate the most.